Hello, hello again. I hope, yeah, let some more guys join us. Hello, Abhishek. Thanks, brother. Thank you so much. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. And okay, so I'm saying today we'll talk about the soloing concept. That is our subject actually today. So And before we start, I tell you one thing. I'm an ignorant person in terms of music. Actually, I knew nothing about theories and chords and scales and everything. Whatever things I playing today is I learned by myself. Actually, I'm a self-taught musician. So all these years I've been playing and watching, observing other people play and listening to the maestros and watching and all these brilliant guys. The Indian guys, the Ferengi guys, all these guitarists playing and observing all that. And I tried to copy some of them and so all the knowledge I have I mean, is from other people actually. So and in my life, I have seen some of the musicians struggling with composing their solos uh, and creating something else like that. So I have a kind of um, different method for uh, creating solos and doing some creating solos and creating music or something like that. So it's not. There's a kind of a random kind of thing. So it's half of the thing is like a philosophical, and maybe 50% of that thing is like theoretical. I don't know theory. So I have a lot of notes and everything is there. So, yeah. Okay, that's the first thing is like visualization, and the second thing, and I will explain that. And the second thing is the musical theory, and the third thing is technical application, and the fourth thing is like repetition, and fifth dynamic playing or dynamic contrast or something like that, and sixth thing is move over things, and seventh like guitar effect concepts. So these are some of the ideas I happily add to my solos, and I create my solos. Uh, and every time that when you are in a band, when you are in a rock band or whatever band you are, uh, it's I'll put it in a different way. In a band, the vocalist um, he can express his feel and his emotions and everything. It's very easy because he has that lyrics and everything. So it's direct actually. So actually, but for an instrumentalist, for a guitarist, it's very difficult for us to express a feeling or something like that. Actually, I believe that because music is kind of a perspective. Actually, if I play something, so my if you're listening to my music or something like that, but your perspective is something very different. My perspective is something very different. So so we need kind of a hard work than that vocalist or something like that to create or recreate that feel or something like that. So So we'll go to the first thing, that visualization. So it's all about, just imagine that it's like chord options, scale options, and and maybe it's chord variations or substitutions or something like that. That is visualizing your thing is like. For example, I tell you one thing. When with Motherjane we created the first song we created for the album Maktu was Broken actually. So the song is like the song is on E minor, and the whole thing is like E minor, C, D, kind of common kind of um, uh, chord structure actually. So what I'm saying is you have to sit and watch all the chord progressions. So you have to substitute all this thing, And for example, that what we did with that progression is like so it is like a common E minor, C, E minor, C kind of a chord progression actually. So what we did, I changed the whole chord thing, that I substituted E minor with E minor ninth chord, like. And C9. And so that is the difference, that playing ordinary E minor C and playing E minor 9 and C9, that is that's make big difference. And I tell you one thing, all these suggestions and all these ideas I giving you, that very simple things, but I I'm guarantee that will make a big difference in your playing and everything. That small thing, but I mean that that will help you, definitely that will help you actually. So that is the first thing actually. So you just look into your chords and you sit with your chords and make variations. That E minor, that for example that broken, and you can play maybe some C7 or something like that. So you just sit with your instrument and your chords and your scales, and you observe your fretboard and place it anywhere you like. That is up to you. The whole thing is like, if I say that there is no rules and regulations or for playing lead or creating anything actually. It's all up to you. See, if you can create, if you can create, I mean, there's no rules. That is the point. There's no rule actually. You can randomly follow anything. And the second thing is musical theory. Musical theory, uh, I'll explain it last actually, because I knew nothing about that thing, But I have some philosophical, uh, I mean, suggestions for that also actually. And the third thing is like technical applications, um, and that is something is related to speed playing, tapping, bending, hammer on pull off, and all this kind of weird techniques, But it is all about um, techniques. Techniques means it is like what, like trying to avoid your limitations actually, because I have that kind of I had that kind of experience, that you know i'm I'm not kind of a shredder actually. I mean, kind of. It's very difficult for me to speed picking or something like that. But what that is my weakness actually. So what I did, I'm very good at it, hammer on, pull off, and everything. So I concentrate on that because that's what I'm saying. If you, I mean that all this speed playing, tapping, it is all about what that trying to avoid your limitations. That you can use that actually to avoid your limitations, or you can, um, I mean. What with my experience, what I did was like I I concentrate on my strength. I mean that your weakness, like there's no point. I mean, working on your weakness, and there are people that they sit with their instrument and they're trying hard to, I mean, overcome their weakness. And but what I did was like, no, just forget about the weakness. I just concentrate on my strength only. So there is a third thing, and the fourth thing is like repetition. Actually, repetition is something very important. That, for example, that some of my solos, I intentionally do something very. I mean, repeatedly, that will make the old solos and everything very, I mean, familiar to the, I mean, the audience actually. For example, that Mind Street, that. So you can use licks in a repeated. Yeah. So you can use uh, this this term, repetition into your solos and something like that, and next, the dynamic contrast. Dynamic contrast is like that is a key thing in any guitar player, that you need you have to you need that dynamic uh, ability or something like that into your solos, that and it is like you have to realize that when to play loud, play soft, or play quiet, or play high, play low, or something like that. That makes a solo very vibrant or something like that. So that is a very key thing, dynamic contrast. And even the dynamic contrast, even you can use that volume knobs, something like that. You can. Okay. And the next thing is like move over things. Like that is kind of a technical thing actually. So instead of playing um, up and down scales or notes or something, like you just skip the notes and play octaves, play unison, play yeah, something like that. You play all these things. So I did that kind of things in my solos actually. Again, that broken solo. What I did with that, that move over things like. Um, that part. arrange that. See, the original melody is like, that is the original melody. So I thought, okay, so this is a kind of a common thing. So arrange that in the whole note. It's like G, F, G. So I replaced everything in a different way. Actually. So the G is high, E is low, F sharp low, and so that's kind of a technique, that you can use. Just play octaves, play different notes and different octaves, and play broken notes. So that's the way you can, make difference to your solos. It's very useful technique actually. I have seen Steve Vai using that. That's a lot actually. Some of his solos are like with all these techniques, that playing, arranging notes in a different octaves, and it's very nice actually. And that more things like and create play large notes between. Your large space in between your notes actually, and sometimes when you tempted playing some runs or like, but so classic example for that, the Steve Vai, that Love of God, that he plays very long note. That I don't know, something like that, that. And the last thing is like, you can use the vibrato also. That is very important. Vibrato is it's very important for your solos and everything. That makes the whole solos very different. So I play something. So just listen to this. Simple lick. So you play something like this, like very frigid kind of thing, and add your vibratos into it. See the difference? So you can use different vibratos like and something like this, or when you can And the last thing is like guitar effect concept. That is like the skipping, tapping, arpeggio, unison bends, and sweep picking or something like that. You can use all these things into your solos actually. But the most important thing is um, I mean that take all these things in an organized way actually. Otherwise, I mean, I have seen some people their solos like, um, so if you have I mean, that talent of playing fast, sweep picking or tapping or something like that, but the solos or a song or whatever thing, it is like they have a soul actually that you have to play that you have to express your feel and emotions and everything and whenever I create something I I mean I don't play that tapping or sweep picking or not I mean impress people actually. If that technique or that thing is necessary, then I'll play that arpeggios or tapping or whatever thing, So that is, it's all about whatever thing I'm talking about is my perspective, actually, my concept of creating solos. There are, I told you there are no rules and regulations. You can do anything actually. It's all up to you actually. And the last thing uh, is like yeah, yeah. I think I have covered almost everything. And you know that um, whatever things I mean, right now in the YouTube or in the internet, you get shitload of techniques and lessons and everything, so you can learn all this fast licks of fast tapping arpeggios and everything. But my point is like I mean, it's that plays something unique, and you create something. That is the difference between an ordinary player and I mean that you kind of an unique a player with kind of a unique style or something like that. So there are for example, if you listen to a Metallica song and whenever you listen to a Metallica song or Iron Maiden song, that moment that song plays and you can I mean you can tell that Metallica is playing or Iron Maiden is playing. That is um, but that is the beauty of unique style or something like that. They have a sound, that creating your own sound or something like that. And um, and I mean, all these years I was searching for that. That all this. I mean, it's more than 30 years. Uh, I've been through this kind of a thing. That I mean that all these concerts and shows and everything, recordings and I mean into this music business 30 years. And I was searching for that. When I started playing all these things with, I mean, in a rock band, and it is like, I mean, my advice to you, like, keep on experiment. That please sit with your instrument and keep on experimenting. I did that actually. That all these years playing with all these bands, past and present. I played with so many bands, but some point I realized actually that okay, this is my style, and this is something I was searching for. I mean, you need that moment. I mean, it took some 2008, that I was playing that Maktub, that because of that album, uh, me actually, like Baiju Dharmajan or something like that, But just imagine that, that it took some 20-25 years to get that point, getting that style or something like that. But that's what I'm saying. You sit with your instrument and just, and experiment with your instrument and experiment with tones and everything, and effect pedals and everything, And there are guitarists in the music industry like that Rage Against Machine guitarist, he has that ability to create some lead, some solos with his pedals and something like that. That is a different kind of style. And there are so many bands, they create their own sound with like U2 they have, and Gilmore has that delay kind of things and everything. But whatever thing you use or something like that, you have to create your own style also. Because in this world there are millions of people waiting for one lucky chance to get into that music industry and something like that. And you need that kind of ability or uh, dedication or thing to get it there actually. Because I believe in this world, nobody, believe me, nobody except you believes you will be, one day you will be a rock star or a musician or something like that. Only you. And you have that power actually. But and one day you will realize that everybody will at that moment, and that's just waiting for. I was waited for some 20-25 years to get that experience or that moment or something like that. To get that uniqueness or something like that. So, yeah, that is weird. And this moment also weird actually. All these years I played so many lives, and I'm talking to people in front of me, and right now I'm talking to my phone actually. Nobody is there. Invisible friends are there, and I don't know what happened to this world. It's something very weird. Yeah, and I'll take questions. Anybody have question? Oh, Nayan Parvati asks, what should be my practice routine? Uh, my experience, that I will strictly stick into that basics actually. Mostly into, is my concept, is mostly into um, that chromatic scales and that kind of a thing. Chromatic, they're very basic things. And I usually what I do is like I imitate a lot of film songs. I try to copy a lot of uh, film songs. I mean, Princey Mahanas, my fingers hurt and have deep grooves in them. What you can use Vaseline or something like that. Yeah. Yadin Sharma asks, can you suggest right fret hand position to play smoother and faster? I don't know, brother, because I have a weird kind of fingering, right left hand combination. Is my right hand is like I hold pick just like that, like this, like this. Oh, sorry, like this. I mean, this is my position actually, and I hold my guitar just like that. But I have seen there are people saying that you have to keep your thumbs right behind the neck or something like that. I don't know, and keep your fingers very close to your fingerboard. Yeah, the fingerboard and something like that. I don't know. Yeah. It is like. That's what I'm saying. There's see that Van Halen has a different kind of pick holding position. Actually. He holds the pick just like this. He holds just like this. Because he has that tapping techniques with his index finger or something like that. So it's some tips for acoustic soloing, sir. Acoustic soloing, I don't know because I have not much for me actually because I haven't done very little soloing in acoustic guitar actually. I because years back I used to practice classic guitars, from a classic guitar, nylon string guitar. But it's same. It's like basics, and I quit all these things, and I mean, but I play acoustic very little actually. I mean, sometimes I play acoustic. And all the techniques and the practice thing is like same, I think, because guitar is like the six-fretted common instrument. The only difference is my like this thing has the pickups and everything, and the acoustic guitar has nothing. Hi sir, I want to Shiva Dutt asks. Hi sir, I want to ask how do you play Carnatic style? Please share some exercise. That is a thing. It is very difficult for me actually. So it's a story behind that thing. That I was in different part of Kerala actually because my father was working there. I mean, this the story is like some 30, 40 years back. This story. I mean, so I was there in a different part of Kerala, and I came to my place actually. I mean, in Cochin because my father's transferred to Cochin actually. So I was here, and I was that time I play all these things, and all my hometown friends, they were. I was sitting with every evening. We will gather, and I play something, that they come to my place and I'll play some. And every time I practice some scales and everything, they started abusing me actually. The bloody fucker, what are you doing? That please play something common for us. This is something weird stuff you are playing. And for that, for them actually, I started playing that filmy songs and everything. That is the thing, that because I have lessons. I mean, I learned Carnatic violin 1 year actually, and then I quit that, because I don't like violin. I don't know some strange reason. I mean, but that filmy song, that is my key. I mean, key thing for my playing actually. The time I started, what I did, like I I copied. I blindly imitated the singer actually. If, for example, like that song, ta ta na 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 ta na ta ta ra ti ra ta ra ta 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 ta. So what okay. So you can play just like this actually. But the song is not just like that. Ta ra ti ta 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 ta. It's not like that. ra, ra, ra. That, so, so that is the, I mean, playing all this filmy songs, that I got into that slurs and everything, right? It's very easy for me to play that. But when I started playing all these solos, I was so afraid to, I mean, put that kind of techniques into my solos because I didn't get support from my band members, not Motherjane. I mean, the other bands. But once I was into that, I played the first solo, that first Carnatic thing into Broken actually, and everybody was so happy, and they said, "Okay, Baiju is sounding very nice." So you need that kind of support from your band members or something like that. I mean, I was that, and before that, I was so scared to play that, that and played in between some. But right now, what is happening? If I play anything, that thing comes automatically. Actually, if I play any blues or yeah. And only music CM asks what kind of pick is preferred for shredding and good pinch harmonics. I use this Dear Diary of what is this name of this thing? I don't know. This medium. This one. I mean heavy picks is helps actually. Sir, did you practice ragas on it? No, bro. I don't practice ragas actually. Because I know nothing about ragas, man. That is strange actually. Because you just analyze my solos. I haven't played any kind of Carnatic things. I just added some kind of Carnatic licks here and there actually. It is like cooking actually. So you add some spice here and there. That my solos are just like that. Even for that see that is the only Carnatic there. That is tapping, and so I use so that is that kind of I create something like that. In mind I create something intentionally. I create something. For that. That is very difficult for me to explain that how how I do that. That is very difficult for me to explain. Uh, Ashwadi Jagta. Hello, sir. How do you put any emotion into phrases? Does it depends on the rhythm, tempo, or the interval of notes? Can you share? Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Sometimes that is a brilliant question actually. I mean, so that I released a new song actually. It's called Breathing Out, something like that. The song is like on B minor, like a simple B minor. B minor, F sharp minor, G, A fourth or something like that. I don't know. Maybe A fourth. So what I did actually is that if you play that it's a kind of a common kind of. So what I did something with I mean that rhythm, that you're all asking about. So what I did is like the whole song is on five actually. So so even five, I just created something very weird actually. That I played five and a half actually. So, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a. So just you can create something like that, that I mean use rhythm patterns, into your solos or your songs or something like that. That's a brilliant idea actually. I mean you can use that. With Motherjane we the same we did that idea. I mean into that's one song called Questions actually. 7 actually. And one of my song that the song is called Alchemy. So I played the whole song in 7. Like one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, two, three, four, five, six, seven, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, one, two, three, four, five, six. So you can use rhythm patterns into your solos, and that is very nice actually. Can you what does depend on the rhythm, tempo, or intervals or not? Oh, of course, intervals are not. That's what I'm saying. That I mean, that is that move over things. That instead of playing up and downs, that up and downs, or play octaves, skipping, or I mean, keep space between notes. That will help actually. I mean, if we can play speed playing or something like that, but I'm not against it. But I mean, sometimes it is like kind of I mean, at least for me, it's like kind of a bubbling or something like that. But I always keep, I mean, that space in between the notes. That if here and there I'll add some shredding or something like that. Abhiram Krishna. Cheta, how are you maintaining your Floyd Rose? Oh, brother. Last week, what happened? That my saddle broke. That. But fortunately, I have a spare uh, Floyd Rose there. So I changed it myself because I do all the hardware works, that change or that. all this thing by myself. Only the electronics, I mean, I'll give my guitar to other guys. That. I'll do all the intonations and all this changing the strings and everything actually. I do it myself. I mean, maintaining Floyd Rose is very difficult, bro. And if you tune a Floyd Rose, that always keep balance. First you start with this is my idea actually. I mean, E and then high E, low E, and B, and then A, and G, D. Or you start with G, then D, then B, then A, then E, then low E actually. That's the way you can, I mean, tune your guitar perfectly with Floyd Rose. It's very difficult actually. But nowadays you get good guitars, that with nice Floyd Rose, nice floating bridges actually, not Floyd. Uh, Only music. Sir, can you take classes after this COVID got over? Please. I don't think the COVID will never go. Actually. Right now, we are entering a different phase of the history of human, mankind. That we are entering in a different phase. Actually, I don't think we have to. The whole world order is changing. Actually, I mean, I'm always one. I mean, I'm very much. Last time I was talking to Suraj regarding the Suraj. I mean, I said, that by Maja, that the whole world is changing. What about the musicians and artists? Or because right now, though, everybody see the humans, that right now we need the basic things, we need food, shelter, and that thing, that after that all this I mean this entertaining and other things coming, so I'm wondering actually what will happen to us actually. I mean, even that this is the classic example. So right now I'm talking to my mobile actually. I mean that I'm talking to some invisible guys. I mean, sitting somewhere. That is good, but just think about it. I mean, some 6 months and 7 months back, we had a lot of gigs and everything, and we are interacting with people and going and playing live, and I don't know what will happen next. Anyway, if we get a chance, that we'll try this internet. How long this internet will exist, I don't know. But we'll try actually. We'll try some online classes and just mail me. Pallab Tarafdar, sir, I am international, you, intermediate player. Okay, okay. How to learn guitar jamming? How to learn guitar jamming, rock and pop. What is that? I mean, there are two, three. See, I have a different approach to jamming and everything, because I mean, I sitting in my place, I create some kind of loops, that I'll create some loops and then I'll play a different kind of solos or different kind of leaks or something like that. And the time we were recording that Maktub and everything, I have that time. I mean, I have a two-deck cassette player, that. So what I do is like I record one. I mean, in one deck I'll record all these chords and everything, and then I'll play that, and in another deck I'll record. I mean the solos, that. So I mean, on one 16-minute cassette, that I will record the whole. I mean, so many chord progressions and kind of. Then I play all this, whatever things come to my mind. I play all that. And again, for jamming and practicing that thing, there is no rules actually. You can do anything you're comfortable with. Uh, Abhiram Krishna's house, James Seton and Takara Band ഇപ്പോൾ jamming ഒക്കെ ഉണ്ട്. ജാമിങ് എടേ കോവിഡ് അല്ലേ, ജാമിങ് ഒന്നും ഇല്ല എന്നാണ് എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നത്, എനിക്കറിയില്ല. ഓക്കെ, സോ I think I covered everything actually. And what is the time? Samrat Kundu, any tips for using diminished to make any melody? Yeah, actually, that is kind of a brilliant idea actually. I mean, using diminished into your solos actually. I have done, I mean, 2-3 solos like that, you know. In there's one band called what, TDT, the Downtrodden. I played one of the songs, you know. It's called Forgotten Martyrs or something like that. And for that song, I used that diminished lead. Like, yeah, yeah. Especially with minor chord progressions, you can use diminished actually. I mean, that will make. It's a very make a very different perspective to your solos actually. In that, and yeah. How to live and sick, how to live life as simple as you. That is, I don't know. I mean, actually, you just it's a very difficult question to answer. Isn't it? I mean, I'm very happy with my what I got actually. I mean, the guitar I'm playing and the style I'm playing and the ability to play that, everything, you know, that my family, my everything, I'm very happy with that. And anything I get, you know, that any new, that is, I think that is kind of a bonus actually. And because that's the thing, you know, in your life, if somebody asks you, are you happy, that is the difficult question for me. I'm trying to get happy and I'm trying to be happy. I mean, this is kind of a process. I mean, because right now I'm a 52-year-old guy, you know, that I've been through kind of a lot of hard work and kind of difficult times actually. I've been through, the frustration and everything I experienced, you know, that in life, in your lifetime. I mean, even the 2008, I was out from, I mean, Motherjane. That time, that after that 1 year, and I was so disappointed, and I don't know what to do. And then, I mean, you need that kind of support and in your life. And that my wife was so, she's a kind of a positive person, and she said, okay, so we'll start over actually. I mean, you have your instrument. So I thought like, yeah. Anyway, you can't, and nobody can stop your music actually. You have your music and everything, and you will start over. That is like I live my life actually. Right now, what I have, I'm very happy with that. I don't know what happened to the next moment. Nobody can predict that. I mean, and I don't believe in any kind of force or something like that. I'm a bloody atheist. I don't believe in any kind of religion or I mean God or something like that. It's very difficult, but everything is like that how you choose that. That is like that. And I forgot to tell you one thing, that and in your life you just remember that it's nothing about talent. It's all about the opportunity and the choice you make. That is a thing for you, for every musician. I mean, if you have a, that's why that there are a lot of talented guys. There are a lot of brilliant guys, better than me, and they're playing. And but I have that right opportunity, right time, or right choice I've made. That's why I'm here, or something like that. That is the key thing actually. The right choice you make, that right opportunity, and that is the thing. It's not about talent. It's 50-50. It's just like driving. Driving is just like that. 50 talent, 50 your choice. Yeah. And Abhiram Krishna's James and Tande ഒരു പോസ്റ്റ് കണ്ടു. It's like great like get together and stuff. I don't know, brother. I had a chat with Sujay, I mean, in the morning actually. And he said they were planning to jam or something. They're creating something actually. That's good too. Abhiram Krishna says, പിന്നെ ബൈജു ഏട്ടാ ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ ചേട്ടൻ്റെ സോങ് പഠിച്ചു ഫീൽസ് ഓഫ് സംതിങ് സെൻഡ് മീ ദ scripts. Okay, love you, sir. Love you too, bro. So I think it's time to wind up. So I will take something from here actually. Can you please play Vaishnava? Yeah, okay, I'll play that. Technical glitch. you like it. Actually. Okay, we'll play. I play one more song and we'll wind up everything. And again, thank you guys. Thanks for joining me for this session. And I like to thank Songdew and all the people behind this event. And yeah, and thank you so much. And please stay at home, stay safe. And we have been going through a very difficult times in our entire mankind. You know that. I mean, I hope all this kind of bloody shit is over, and we'll hope we'll meet again, and we'll hug. Anyway, then play. Yeah. Um, and this one is called um, Breakaway. thank you for joining me for this session. And once again, thank you so much, and thanks Songdew and the whole team behind this event. And stay home, stay safe.